I think so. Cult, as we started, initially I think it took a year or so to figure the product market fit. At some point we started growing. You're in a big part of the growth, and slowly Zumba started to become pretty big, right? So just kind of talk about that phase of just growing Zumba within Cult.
Yeah, I think it's again dance and fitness, and from my experience of it at Tribe or as a freelancer, we know it works wonderfully. Who does not want to come and dance and lose weight, right? So I think it worked wonderfully. And when I did the first class of Zumba at Cult in JP Nagar, I remember Ankit was a part of it at that time. He was in the class and everyone was blown, who witnessed it for the first time. And we had a full class and we knew this can do really well for us. But the challenges at that point were, it's a brand that is not owned by us. So getting the trainers or doing, the training locally, everything seemed to be a challenge. Because the demands from customers were to have more classes and it was picking up really well. And at some point we had to kind of say, what do we do next?
Right.
Do we then connect directly with Zumba USA and fix this, have them, intervene and help us build, which is going to be a very longish process because it's still not our brand, right? And you have a lot of rules and regulations. That's when we said, we know it's doing well, but can we do something locally and make it equally good or better?
Right.
And then that discussion, of course, took some time because some of us believe that maybe we should not touch what is going great.
Yeah. Which was the year? This was 2018 when this thought process started?
We started in 2017. Yeah, 2018, Mukesh. 1.5, 2 years later is when second half of 2018, because we started we started piloting a little bit because we didn't have Bollywood in Zumba.
Right.
We had Latin, we had English. Maybe sometimes we would just give a touch of Bollywood. And the core format was like that, you only have like one regional song or something. And at that point, regional we used as Bollywood across all cities. And then we realized that when we did a pilot with a lot of Bollywood, it just took off to another level because people really related to it. So we didn't move away from Latin and English. We kept it, but we increased our local stuff. Right? The music and etc. And people could relate to it more. So then we knew, this is going to, and then we planned a very gradual phase out because there were some hardcore Zumba fans among some members. Maybe a few of them would have left also because they're like, I want to go to a place that only offers Zumba.
Right.
We still have some people like that. But I think the transition, and I'll definitely say thanks to you for the support because, at that point, we were growing. The focus was to keep doing what is going well.
Right.
We didn't want to disturb the setup. And had you not, said, yeah, let's pilot, let's experiment, maybe I wouldn't have. And if that wouldn't have happened, we wouldn't have dance fitness today, which, is so critical for us. Like it's an important format as a cardio format. Like we have our HRX, SNC and everything, which is a great strength format, right? So similarly, I feel like dance for us has worked out as a phenomenal cardio format. Just
looking back, I think dance is probably the biggest thing that Cult has done. Dance Fit, I think today is by far the, biggest format and the most loved format and the most utilized. People really have a blast. I keep hearing stories about people who have that dance class and, when they come out of it, how they feel. When you were creating Dance Fit, what was your thought process? Like you had certain objectives in mind in terms of, what you wanted to accomplish in that class?
Yeah. Just actually two things, Mukesh. One was definitely help people burn a lot of calories because a lot of people walk into a gym not for fun, but more for weight loss or staying fit. And that's the truth, right? We know that. So if my format has to do well and if people have to keep coming back, then it has to give them, there has to be a benefit to it. Second, and this is from my experience of teaching my first class with that one person.
Yeah.
The joy.
Right.
We have so many different formats of exercise today. Some workouts make us feel good. It gives us a good pump, etc. Okay, that endorphin release is always there with everything. But with dance, it's next level.
Right. Yeah.
right? That joy you feel at the end of the class is literally inexplicable. And this is not just for someone who can dance, but it's also for a non-dancer. We have so many non-dancers who walk into a cult dance fitness, walk out feeling phenomenal, like feel great, smiling, that excessive sweat trickling down their forehead. They feel fantastic. So I felt like two things: joy, joy/fun, feel good, and it can help them, burn some calories, burn some fat off.
Right. Just basically, delivering, helping people achieve their fitness goals while having a blast. Like literally, it's almost like a party and having, that club-like atmosphere. Yes. And we have leveraged Bollywood in a big way, right?
Big way. Today, I think there are Bollywood, labels reaching out to us and saying, this is a song we're launching. Can you launch it in all your centers as a part of your dance fitness class? Can your trainers and everyone create reels around it on social media? So, it's amazing because these songs, when they initially launch, you don't get the license for it and stuff. And if the labels are reaching out to us and saying, can you launch our song? It may not be biggest, but no, we've had Sony and etc. reaching out for some artists and some songs.
That's amazing. I think so. Cult is a place where you want a hit song.
Yeah.
That's where your song needs to be. Okay, good. We'll pursue that.
So yes.
Right. So part of, scaling dance fit are also about creating huge pool of dance trainers. Can you talk about that? How did we go about recruiting people, training them, and figuring out how can they deliver outstanding, dance fitness experience at scale?
Yeah. Yes, Mukesh. It was very challenging in the beginning because we only looked at the Zumba trainers pool to make them dance fitness trainers. And that was a smaller pool. Also, I was mentioning, right, a lot of Zumba fitness trainers were also housewives. I'm not saying that they shouldn't train, but there were restrictions in terms of certain timing and etc. that we would want them to come and train, right? So we had quite a lot of challenges initially building the numbers of trainers. The biggest hack for us in that space was when someone, I can't remember who, but this was in a discussion, said, let's get into the dancers pool. The dancers who are let's say, hip-hop dancers, Afro dancers, street dancers, this dancers. That pool or that community is huge in every city in India, right? And they always look for work that can give them a salary, because they teach here and there, they do some, workshops. Their way of making money is they're like freelancers. They don't have a constant source of income. And that changed everything for us. Mm-hmm. So we then targeted certain, dancers and dance schools and got that first pool of trainers from that. It was a little difficult to train them because they all specialize in one format. Right. If you're a hip-hop dancer, for you to come and do Bollywood is a little difficult.
Yeah.
But then we built a very strong training format, and our initial training format was 1 full month versus Zumba, which was 2 days.
Right.
So we created a very strong training format. And then after getting the first pool, the word went out. The entire dance community started talking about, hey, there is a cult that pays well, and we only have to do sessions for 2-3 hours a day, and then you have that breathing space. Right. It's not like you have to sit there and manage other things. You're a trainer. That's your core job.
Right.
And then the word was out, and then the next time we started putting out ads for, hiring ads, we had 60-100 people showing up for auditions.
Right.
So we knew that this is a space. People need the job. People need the steady source of income. People need that.
So all the stars started to line up. Dance is obviously very popular at some level. Bollywood is immensely popular, and there is a huge culture of dance, both classical dance as well as this newer format. But there are a lot of people who will go on to pursue dance. Career alternatives still not that many, because there are not that many live performances and so on. So cult kind of created that bridge the gap for customers. They were able to have a great fun and fitness through dance, and the people who are pursuing dance as a hobby or passion, it created a career opportunity, right? So it worked out for both sides.
Yeah, people all over the country. It was so easy for us once we figured that this is our hiring strategy, right? We're only going to go and find, and they're all young boys and girls. They're more enthusiastic, they have more energy. So it was easy to train them, and it was easy to kind of mold them.
Right.
and the way you would want them to present themselves and be and etc. So that was